All right, folks, here it is. Day number 30 of CSS3 in 30 days. If you've made it this far and you've coded a project or learned a little bit about CSS3 each day for the last 30 days, congratulate yourself. Pat yourself on the back. Go do something exciting. Celebrate, because this was a big accomplishment for you, and I want to congratulate you. Now, with all the sweet talk aside, we're going to build one last project. It's going to be exciting, and let me show you what that looks like right here. So here in day number 30, we're going to code up a realistic looking illustration style CSS3 coffee cup. The markup is really easy, 4 or 5 divs. The rest of it is CSS3 gradients and colors and shadows and transforms and positioning and all that sort of stuff to create this beauty right here. Look at that. Looks like a designer went and illustrated up a coffee cup in like Illustrator or Photoshop or something like that, and we just plopped it on the screen. But these are not images whatsoever. It's not even an SVG graphic. This is straight up CSS3. Now, just to show you what's going on, we have the entire coffee cup right here. So this circle is one element. And we have a bunch of gradients going on to create this shadowed effect, this bevel, some highlights, and then it gets darker as it goes deeper into the cup. Within here, we have the actual coffee or the brew. And this ring on the outside is the crema. As a coffee snob, I guess you could call me, I wanted to include this. The crema is when you pull an espresso shot and there is that thick or thin layer of creamy coffee on the top. It's this crema is what it is. And it's a little bit bitter, it's got a lot of flavor, and it typically is a sign of a good espresso shot being pulled. If you let it settle for a while, the crema will settle around the edges, revealing the coffee and under it. So that is the outer ring of what is remaining of the crema. This is a very subtle black to very, very dark brown gradient going from top left to bottom right, just to give it a little bit more depth, because right here we have this ring, this light ring, this reflection. And that's as if the light were shining from the top left down. That's why the coffee is darker here. The shadow is being cast by the rim of the coffee cup. And it gets a little bit lighter here as the light source reflects down into the cup and onto the coffee. So there's this ring right here as that reflection, giving it depth and a little bit of a gradient. So those are the two elements there. We have one more element right here, and it's just simply a handle, just to hold your coffee. So let's jump into our code editor and see how simple, or maybe difficult, it is to come up with this sort of CSS3. All right, over here in my code editor, we have day number 30, CSS3 coffee. Go ahead and download that and fire it up in your code editor of choice. We have the index, sandbox, and final. Of course, final is there for your reference. If you have any problems and you want to refer to something, it should be down in there. And sandbox.css is where you're going to code things up. Index is our basic HTML file. This is the markup we're going to be using. That is all the markup it takes to give us the base to build our CSS3 illustration style coffee cup. So we have the coffee wrapping everything, that div, and then we have a div with the class of handle, div with the class of coffee cup, and a div with the class of brew. Pretty self-explanatory. Over in our sandbox, let's get started. First thing we're going to do is we're going to select the class of coffee, and we're just going to give it position relative because we're going to be doing some absolute positioning within this. Now we're going to select the handle, and let's just start off simple. The handle is really easy to code, and we just want to get that one out of the way. So let's start off with a linear gradient. Well, actually, no. Let's start off with position, absolute, and we're going to go width, 127 pixels, height, 50 pixels. I've done these measurements before, so I'm not just coming up with them off the top of my head. And we're going to give it a border radius of 50 pixels, so it's a bit rounded on the outside edge. And then what we're going to do is give it a box shadow of 5 pixels, 0, 1 pixel, 0, and then RGBA. We're going to go 200, 200, 200, and then 0.8. Just to give it a little bit of a subtle shadow on the far right hand side. So this is 5 pixels on the x-axis, so it's going to go over 5 pixels, 0 on the y, 1 pixel blur, and then 0 for the spread. Okay, save that, and let's see what we've got. Okay, so we have a shape here, but we have no, I could just say, maybe I'd give it a background white so you can see it. So there we go, we have the shape, but we need that gradient to give it that kind of realistic style. So this is where we're going to go background image, linear gradient, and bear with me here. We're going to go 180 degrees. That's the angle at which you want the gradient to go. And this is where we're going to add some values. Okay, so we're going to say RGB. This is going to be 200, 200, 200. And then at the 5% color stop, we're going to add another RGB here. And this one is going to be 255, 255, 255. And that's at the 50% color stop. Now, if I were to stop there, let's see what happens. So we're going to have a little bit of a dark up here. It's going to get lighter to this white right here. 255 is white. 200 is just a like kind of a light gray. And then now we're going to keep going. Let's go down below this, and we're going to say RGB. We're going to add another 200, 200, 200, and that's going to be at the 95% color stop. Leave it at that. That should give us, oh, sorry, RGB, not RGBA. Save that, leave it at that. There we go, we've got our shape. Now, it's going to be over at the right side. We'll worry about that once we get to that part. So let's carry on. Now that we've got the handle complete, let's style up the actual coffee cup. So we're going to say coffee-cup. And we're going to say position relative. We're going to go width. It's going to be 462 pixels. And the height will be the same. 462 pixels. We're going to give it a border radius of 50%. So it gives us that perfect circle. We're going to go z-index 3, so it's above the handle and anything below the z-index of 3. And now we're going to give it a box shadow of 10 pixels, 35 pixels, 30 pixels, 7 pixels, and RGBA. I'll show you what this looks like in a sec. It's going to be, well, it could be 50, but to be specific, 49, 49, 49. That's the color I decided in Photoshop. Okay, save that. Okay, so you see the outline here and then the shadow it's casting. So you see that that's the light source. It's coming from that sort of angle. So that's what we want to go for right there. And now, this is the fun part. This is where we create a radial gradient. This is going to be a fun one. We're going to have to create the shadows and the outlines of the porcelain cup itself, and then the crema, the ring of crema is what we're going to be creating here, all in one. Background image. All right, radial gradient. First thing is going to be 50% and 50%. That is basically a center. We want the gradient to come from the center outwards is what we're doing here. Comma, we're going to go down to the next line only for readability purposes here. And we're going to say RGB. It's going to be 14, 7, and 0. This color is going to be at the 65% color stop. So 65% from the center towards the edge. All right, and let's add another line here. RGB, and that's going to be 185, 144, and 18. And that is going to be at the 75% color stop. Let's see what this gives us. Okay, so now you can start to see what's going on. So we added our first color stop at 65%, and it's near black. It's kind of a dark brown, this RGB color right here, at the 65% color stop. And then at 75%, we're going to transition into this color, which is that golden crema color. So over here from the center, And this is the full circle here. So 65% of the way in. So right there, we got that dark brown. And then from at the 75% color stop right here, we have this golden color. So in between is the transition. So that's how that works. Now let's keep going because we do have more to add. Okay, the next line is RGB, and this color will be 129, 129, 129. And then also at the 75% color stop. So it's going to be a hard line. Let's see what that gives us. Okay, so now it's going to cut off right here at the 75% color stop. Hard, because it's right at this. There's no transition like this one from this color to this color. It just stops right at the same spot. So this is a gray, and we're going to actually transition that into a white now. So let's go back, and we're going to say RGB. And this one will be 255, 255, 255, which is just white. And that's at the 95% color stop. So that's going to transition. Let's see what that gives us. Okay, now you can start to see how this is starting to take shape into a cup. So now what I want to do for the last color at the 100% mark is just fade it back down a little bit to gray. So it has that bevel. I don't have a coffee cup on me, but the light source will also cast a shadow around the outside just to make it look like it's rounding back down on the outside of the porcelain cup, or whatever material coffee cups are made of. So one more here, we're going to say RGB, and that will be 161, 161, and 161 at the 100% color stop. And then just finish it off there like that. And now you could see that it rounds it back out at the outside. So now it's giving us that nice shape. All right, and now what we're going to do, I think that's all for the coffee cup and that base layer of coffee with the crema. Now what we want to do is actually have the brew. So we have over here, we're going to say brew, and this is the coffee itself. It's going to be really simple. We're just going to make it look a little bit more, have a little bit more depth. We're going to give that coffee an actual gradient. So this element is going to be position, absolute as well. We're going to say width is 316 pixels by the same in height. The Z index will be 4. We're going to say box shadow is 5 pixels on the X, 5 pixels on the Y, 0 is blur, and 0 as spread. RGBA, this is 252 by 232 by 185. And 0.5 as in the alpha channel. So save this. I'm not sure you'll see it anywhere yet. Here it is. So you can see just the square. So this is going to give us that, this is going to be that outline that, well, you can see down here, this outline. It's going to be this, but because it's a rectangle, we need to round that out. So that's going to be quite simple. All we need to do is say border radius, and that's going to be 50%. Save that. That will round it out. You will see it here and somewhere down where it shouldn't be. So we're going to position that in the correct spot. So let's say top 50% and then left, well, it's going to be about 70 pixels in. Save that. Okay, so something is going on here. Okay, so I went 50% down. So this is the element itself. I went 50% down for that element, which is here. So the top left of it will be somewhere around here. Okay, so that means I'm going to actually use the transform property. We did this a few times in this course. We're going to do the translate Y and just say negative 50% relative to that top position. And it's going to bring it up 50% and match it perfectly in the spot where we want it to be, like that. Now I'm looking at it here. It's a little bit different than this one. And okay, I think what we're going to do now, this might change a bit now once we add a color. So I'm going to actually add a gradient in here. So let's go and say background image. We're going to do a linear gradient, and this is going to look like this. We're going to go 140 degrees. So that angle, like top left to bottom right-ish. And now we're going to go like this. We're going to say RGB. This is going to be 0, 0, 0, and that's just flat black at the 0% color stop. We're going to add another line here, RGB. This is going to be 52, 26, and 0. Be pretty dark. It's that brown at the 100% color stop. Very, very simple. Save it, and there we go. That's more like it. So the problem was we didn't have a background image. So if I were to remove this style altogether and then check out our crema, it doesn't line up properly. And that's because our circle wasn't filling out this area. So if I put the background image back, it actually cleans it up quite nice. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Beautiful. All right, and one last thing is just put this handle back. We need to put that handle back where it belongs. And then we are done with our CSS3 coffee cup. And I hate to say it, then after that, we're done with the course. But let's not talk about that right now. I'm going to cry. It sounded a little bit like Peter Griffin. Peter Griffin. That was a pretty bad impression, actually. Okay, so now what we're going to do is put the handle in its correct position, and that's going to be simple. Let's just say top 50% and right 40 pixels in from the right. Save that. Okay, so it's a little bit too low because the top of this is at 50% of its parent, so we're actually going to bring that up to the perfect center, and that's going to be using the transform translate y -50%. And save that. That's going to center it perfectly. That looks amazing. Let's compare it to the final. Identical. Looking absolutely fantastic. Wow. Congratulations, everybody, on completing CSS3 in 30 days. You just did 30 days of CSS3 building projects, learning more about CSS3, and in general, just leveling up your front-end web developer game. Congrats on that. I loved that you hung out with me for this past month. I hope you're not too sick of me, because I certainly hope that this is just the beginning of our journey together. If you found any value in this course, share it with a friend, share it with a family member, heck, share it with your grandmother or your dad. It doesn't matter. Anyone you feel would get value from this course, send them this way, and let's see if we can't make a web developer out of them too. Again, thank you so much. You're the best. Have a great day, and I will hopefully see you in another course on the flip side. And as always, happy coding. Bye now.
Peter Griffin. Peter Griffin. Peter. Lucky there's a family guy. Lucky there's a man who positively can who. Bam, ba, bam, ba, bam, ba. Laugh and cry. He's a family guy. Ba-da-bum. Peter.
All right. I'm a crazy person.